The other day, a young man came to me and said, "Oh, oh, yeah, Beaver. Help me, Beaver." And I says to him, I says, "Come to me, young one." He's that. Never mind. He sits next to me, and I ask him, "Oh, what ails you, my child?" That is when I could see his face turn from a face of worry to a face of sorrow. As if he already knew there was no hope to understand himself. He says, "Oh, great Beaver." I'm bored. My homie comes to me and he's like, "What do you think of the album, the Cardi album?" I was like, "Oh, Cardi had an album?" I had no idea. So I said I'll listen to it now, and I'll make a video for you. That's what I'm doing now. Let me start over. Hello. Um. So a friend came to me, and he said to me, that he received a lot of opinions on the Playboy Cardi album that came out like 2 months ago or something. And he came to me because he said he didn't trust any other opinions. And I could relate. I know we have the same friend group. I know who he's talking about. I said, "Oof, if they liked it, I wouldn't know it's good either." You know, I was sad he couldn't figure it out himself, but I'm glad. This video is for him. I'm glad you have come to me, young one. It's comforting to know there's still wisdom out there, to be possessed, and wisdom of going out and learning, you know. Um, I didn't like the album at first. I thought there were zero playlist worthy songs, and then I completely flipped. I usually think that about most. I thought that about Utopia. I thought that about a little bit less about Heroes and Villains, but out of I Am Music, Heroes and Villains, and Utopia, Heroes and Villains ended up being my kind of least interesting one, but I liked it the most at first. Um, I did make kind of like a step by step process on how I filtered it, and I'll go through that. Um, it would be playlist worthy, um, album flashback, which is like sometimes when you revisit an album, I go back to some albums to just listen in whole, and you see there are some highlights that you go and you're like, "Oh man, like this is the nice taste of the album that I remember, like the personality of it." But it's not for the playlist because you don't want to be playing that in front of people. You want like your best, and it's not the best, but it's part of the album. It's part of the personality of the album. Um, what's the other one? Inconsistent and bad. Those are the two others. Inconsistent is I'll give examples of all of them. Maybe I'll edit in a picture or something of it. Um, where am I at? Before I get specific, the four phases I use to. Those are the four groups of like what the songs are categorized as. The phases I went to get there. Let's see if they're still accurate. A general listen, give a like to the songs that you know I can bear in the beginning. And I wrote this script in the early days of my filtering. So so I was kind of pessimistic about the songs at the time. Um, then you listen to the remaining. You know, if I can find a reason for a song, give it a like. If it's not good, it's not gonna make it too long on my playlist. Um, phase 3 kind of surpasses phase 4. Phase 4 is kind of just a state of being. It's not even really a phase. Phase 3 is basically just survival of the songs. Um, Listening to it already on my playlist, you know? Like, listening to parts of it, whatever's on there. Go back to the other playlist songs, you know, get a taste of what my vibe is going to be. Go back to the other recently added songs and see what, you know, what the vibe is. It's a very, it's not easy to predict or, like, know what I'm going to be thinking. You just gotta, like, wait and look at it and wait for it to smack you on the dome, you know? Like, just gotta, you'll figure it out. You don't know how. I have no idea how. 4, categorize what is playlist worthy and what isn't. Which is also kind of just phase 3, but phase 4 is just this whole thing. What was I talking about? Categorize what's playlist worthy and what isn't? What does that mean? Okay, it's a 3-phase process, I guess. And phase 3 never ends until everything's gone, technically. This wasn't a good script. Anyways. I was strongly against these songs at first. I didn't think any were playlists early. I thought We Need All the Vibes in the beginning. I thought that was the best song. I really liked it. Then Ty Dolla Sign comes on, and you're like, ugh, dang, you're doing really well. But the more you listen to it, it's kind of like a lot of Kanye albums for me. It's just so. I don't want to say abstract because that's kind of like it's too broad. That's just what I say when I don't have enough words. But it's kind of just a different stroke for a different folk. And the more you listen to it, the more you realize the beauty of. Not the beauty. You realize what vibe they're going for, and you start to get more comfortable with it. I think many of the songs. Uh, one thing that really stuck with me is it has kind of an addicting sound. Each one, a couple of them are just really nice beats, and then a high pitch like cut around like the third or fourth bar. I think Crank is one of them. Radar is one of them. Uh, I know there's another one. Maybe I didn't add it. But it's just a nice beat, and then Evil Jordan was the other one. Like it's got that like around the last, and then the beat like repeats, and you got that like you know. I think that's kind of like a cheat code. He kind of did it a couple times, but each time it was really nice to listen to. It was great. They have really addicting qualities. The Travis Scott songs have great beats. I really enjoyed not Uzi's. I really enjoyed Uzi's also, but I really enjoyed Cardi's kind of mindset to give everybody their own song. Twin Trim is Uzi's song. Crush is produced by Travis. You know, you could really tell, like, it definitely has his touch in there. Um, I forgot what the other one was. The other Travis song. Oh, Philly. It's such a Travis song. That one had more lyrics than Crush by Travis, but each one, you could almost like, you could almost jump out of Utopia. Those two songs. Maybe that's a little far fetched. Uzi had great flow in the album. Travis Scott had great beats and tempos. Young Thug's feature was fantastic on all the vibes. It was so good. Not many songs are. Not, I don't like many songs where the rapper sings. Uzi also. I keep saying his name. Young Thug is one of the only people that really like kind of snaps into like a good tune and sings, even though he's on autotune, you know. What else do I have next? Most of them have parts I don't like. I've kind of gotten used to them, and I don't think I'll ever realize, like that they're such a not obnoxious, but kind of not obnoxious because that means annoying, but like absurd. Like it's ridiculous. Some of his beats are like ridiculous, and I think uh I really like that. I really like when it's not meant to relate to. I enjoy that when it's not for you to like. You can never see yourself singing it in public around like people that aren't around trap music, you know? Like you can sing like Imagine Dragons around people that aren't into whatever genre that is. And it's not like weird. It's just like, oh, yeah, I remember that song. I heard it. But if you were to be like freak dirt, you know, people like, what? What's wrong with him? You know, it's absurd, and I like it. It's great. It's not something I have to relate to. It's not something that I have to match a vibe. It's something that like kind of puts me in a different vibe. You know, it kind of like helps me get into something fast paced. You know, it's walking next to you. It's not leading you. You know, maybe it's the opposite. Maybe it's leading you. You know, it's not with you. It's like in a different place than you are. I don't think I'm explaining it well, but I said exactly what I'm thinking. Um, some of the songs were Tragedies. Toxic was really nice. Um, then Skeptic comes on, and it's like, come on, man. Ugh, you know? I took America by storm. And it, uh, uh. I was scared. I was scared. It was scary, and I was scared. I didn't know what to do. I was like, yeah, he just starts talking about how he's huge in America. And it's like, no, you're not, bro. I don't like this. I've never heard of you. The only thing I know from you is that you ruined a good song. Stay that way. Go that way and stay over there. I don't want you here. California is a nice place for you guy here for the stinky Oh, I wrote in here. Anyways, who am I talking about? Trying to be humble? Nah, bro, I'm fired up right now. That was a good song. Toxic was nice. I think I don't know if that was him. I have to listen to it. I completely forgot about the song. It's been like a month. I've been postponing this video for so long. And now I'm just Gerbert Johnsoning it, you know. I just be talking, you know what I'm saying? I wrote down here, I think there's 11 songs that make the cut off the rip. I can look up right now how many I ended up putting in there. Still filtering the playlist process, so this number will definitely go down. I don't expect Toxic or Good Credit to make it that long. I didn't expect Good Credit. Good Credit turned out to be one of my favorites. I had no idea. I wrote it down as one that I didn't like. Toxic, Toxic was like 2 days on the playlist, and I got rid of it. One of the things that I was saying is kind of unrelatable and kind of absurd, but in like a awkward way. In like the beginning, before I kind of started to set into the tempo of how much I like it now. Um, Kendrick's Kendrick's feature is pretty ridiculous on Good Credit. Um, but I like it now. It's one of my rotation songs. I don't listen to all the songs. I think Munyon is really good. Jumpin' is really good. Olympian is really good, but they're kind of just like background ones. We Need All the Vibes became kind of a background one. I haven't listened to it in like a week. But Radar, Crank, Good Credit, Crush, Jumpin'. No, not Jumpin'. Twin Trim, the other Uzi song. Those are kind of on rotation. But in total, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 15 songs. Big chunk of the playlist. That's probably more than I added from Heroes and Villains when it came out. Yeah, bro. I only got 3 Heroes and Villains songs left. Crazy. I almost had that whole album added. I don't even see. Bro. Yeah. What? 5 songs from Utopia are left. So a lot of these are going to get filtered out. But there's 15 right now. It's May 5th. So let me see when the album came out. March 14. It's almost been 2 months. It'll be 2 months in like a week and a half maybe. Where am I on the script? I don't want to speak too firmly because you never know how your opinion will change, dude. I'm so self-aware. I gotta honestly add this right now. I gotta add this right now. I want to make sure this is visible. Can I switch these? Can I switch them? I can. Oh, let's get rid of that. I haven't made a video before. Woman punches flight attendant. That's funny. I forgot to get rid of that. You didn't see anything. Where was I? Because you never... I had to make sure you know. I don't want to... So, I thought Toxic was going to get out. I was completely right. Good Credit is now one of my favorites. But I said I don't expect them to make it too long. I don't want to speak too firmly because you never know how your opinion will change. My opinion flipped. I'm so amazing at knowing everything. Personally, my personality could easily take more of a narcissistic turn and convince me that I love Skepta's Park. I will not like Skepta's Park ever. That's me breaking out of the possessed body. I will not. That's my soul speaking right there, dude. Skepta ruined it. I'm still pissed. It's been almost 2 months. Kick Skepta's ass, dude. I don't care. He beats his beats, the templates and sound effects. I can acknowledge that I'm a real sucker for a well-produced songs. There's not much going on in Kanye West's Reborn in his 2018 Kids See Ghost album. You know, a quick verse from Kanye. Kid Cudi does the rest. He just starts singing, you know. He just kind of fades away and becomes part of the environment. And it's so beautiful, you know, Reborn, that song. It's one of my favorites. Probably one of my top 5 songs, Reborn on Kids See Ghosts. Um, Not too much meat, not too much hard lines. It's just kind of just kind of like speaking through a mindset, not even any real ideas. I'm not speaking specifically on what he said. I don't really remember, but I just know that song is a very low maintenance, easy listen. Um, and it's just fantastic producing, you know. But the producing and Cuddy's singing really makes the perfect tune. It could say tune. It could say tone. Tune slash tone. It just makes an environment. It makes an oasis. And I get there a lot easier with high production value songs. I make it towards just kind of floating away in some music much faster with a high production Kanye song rather than like his old stuff, which is like a great beat or a great sample, but he's like ripping hard. He's like rapping fast. I'm gonna turn the lights off halfway through the video. You know what I'm saying? I can acknowledge him, Bruce. Not too much meat, but what really makes it perfect to him. I think there's a lot of that on this album. I think most of the Travis songs are production and low maintenance singing. Crush. The choir sings Shawty Gon' Let Me Crush. It's so low maintenance. It's so ridiculous. It's so it's so dramatic. To say this young lady is gonna let me smash. Talk crap on my brother's music taste. Like I have a complete opposite music taste from my brother. The chunky monkey himself. Like he'd be like, what is this? What is he saying? And I'd be like, just stop, just calm down, listen to the music. And he goes, crush? What is that? What does that mean? Just like this guy, It's probably my second favorite song, Crush. It is really dramatic. I like how dramatic the song is. I don't know if it's still my top 2. It's not a casual listen. It's definitely like a great, probably one of my top 5 on the album, and it's a it just provokes a little bit more than just like a song with like some reality to it. It brings you to a different idea, I guess. Different idea than like that's what like old Kanye does to you. So on some like Chicago rap, it's definitely like a whoa, what's going on? I'm not making any more sense. I think I used all my thinking juice, but I think you know what I'm saying, right? Something I've seen him do time to time is get stuck on lyrics when a song is great. I'd spend too much time making fun of them, but I really can't help it sometimes. To be clear, I love both songs I'm about to mention, but let's call them these types of people. And a love song can love a song like Say You Grace. A good song, but at some point you already starts talking about licking semen. And I disconnect from the song every time that part happens. This is, what was I writing about? But these types of people will love this song because it's Yachty. Oh, I'm so right about that. He's such a sucker for Yachty. Okay, that part's a little too real for me. I'm kind of a pussy. I can't handle that one. It's like, whoa, what are you talking about? uh, because they're in a good mood. But a song like "Money So Big" by Yeet is horrible somehow. It's completely nonsense. I get it. "Say Your Grace" is a better song. Um, he doesn't like that he says, "Yeah, my money big, my money tall," or he doesn't say that exactly. He says something else, but yeah, dude, his money is big and tall. That's so crazy. I want big and tall money. I tell him that sounds cool, even though those aren't the lyrics. I'm so smart, bro. Two months ago, me was a genius. The point I want to make is that you need a little imagination, a little adventure, and you probably need to like Cardi already for this album to hit you. I didn't like Cardi that much. I like him way more now. He hasn't made it to like oh, Cardi's on it. Let me listen. He hasn't made it to that status yet because he's still a little more unorthodox, a little more adventurous than I am. You know, I'm not. I'm not the big strong man. I try to be. You know. Sometimes I can't handle him, but did great this one. I think of this album like a less polished Heroes and Villains. If if Utopia wasn't, if Travi wasn't in his final form while making Utopia, do I agree with that still? I think I would agree with that because there was a lot of experimentation in that. There was a lot of um production value, which I enjoyed. I think he was aiming for. I said when in Reborn how it makes an oasis. I think Travis Scott was focusing on making an oasis because there was a lot of like vapid noise, you know, like a lot of echoes and like you know, like intensity and dramaticness. And I think that's something. I think that's kind of a vibe that this that I Am Music went to, but I don't think it was like as serious, you know, because it was kind of dramatic. It is kind of like he tries to be intense, and it doesn't always. It's not always like that serious. It doesn't always feel that serious. It's not always making it like maybe I'm just not as a big enough a fan. I don't know. Um, but I think he did try to hit the same vibe in a different tune or a different seriousness. And I think it was less polished than Heroes and Villains, but I think it was better than Heroes and Villains. Heroes and Villains was kind of uh, more serious, but a little less imaginative. I think Metro Boomin did his work really well. But at the same time, it's just a bunch of people coming over and rapping, you know? At least Utopia had some, you know, had some abstractness into like the vocals and some emotion into the production. I thought Heroes and Villains had less imagination in the production, less imagination in everything. I thought it was kind of boring. I only got 3 songs left. I got rid of one today. Actually, I got rid of Raindrops on my way home from work. Because it's like it's only playback value, and it's just not even that great of playback value. This is on my birthday, March 23rd. By this time, so this is 7 days later. This is a week later. I'm writing down. I have not listened to any other music other than the album. I studied hard, dude. I spent like 2 weeks cleansing my mind of all music except for this stuff. And maybe I just convinced myself I don't like it. Maybe I'll snap out later. I don't know. I like it though. It's nice. The playlist worthy songs that I had immediately were Crush, Evil Jordan. I have those. Not because of the beat drop. Everyone goes crazy on that beat drop. I didn't really mind it. Misspelled all these words. That's supposed to be misspelled. Oh. Philly. I still have radar. Rather lie. Rather lie is fantastic. Rather lie's a good one. Like, he only made a couple of emotional songs. He made that one really nice. Munyon is also great. I really like Munyon. I haven't spoken about it yet, but it's kind of like it's like a less serious, less intense feel, you know. He's talking about like how his girl does cute, like sexy shit, and just like, you know, they just have a kind of little cute vibe going. A fun relationship. That's kind of like a more it's almost cutesy, you know? Like it's like she sent me some when she get bored, you know? It's just like a you and your girl vibe song. I thought it was nice. I really liked that part. I think kind of convinced me. It was one of my top 3 when I was in this stage of listening to it. It's like 2 months later now. Crank is good. Good Credit's one of my favorites. Jumpin'. I didn't like Jumpin' at first, but hearing Uzi after every time he says I'm jumping on drugs, saying like, don't do that, man. That was great. It's funny. It's so unserious. That's one of the things I mean. So unserious. We need all the vibes. I don't even know if it's in my top 5 anymore, but I still like it. It's great. Olympian, classic. It doesn't do anything better than another song does, but it's a great collection of nice steps and nice music. Let me turn this down a little bit. Turn my AC on. Twin Trim, fantastic. Lil Uzi did great. Like Wheezy is something that made me realize when I went back onto other songs how many voices he's got in this. He's got a lot of songs. He's got a lot of voices. He's got the Wheezy voice. He's got the kind of voice. I think Rather Lie's got a different voice. He's got like 5 voices in the whole album. Inconsistent, pop out, K-pop, Fine Shi. I think I still have Fine Shi. Toxic, inconsistent because he does great. Charge Them Hoes is it's funny. It's cool. Future does not keep my attention like that. I forgot about Pop Out and K-pop. I don't even remember those songs. I don't remember the good part of Toxic either. I have forgotten about those. I completely abandoned everything that I didn't add to my playlist. I was kind of sick of them. That's a song my coworker gave to me. Do general research. I am the research. It says, can you give me your review of Cardi's new album? The world needs to hear. What does Beef think? I said, I didn't know he dropped an album. Says, but our friend sent me songs he thought were worth sending, and I needed to run to someone saying, oh, I remembered it perfectly. He said, neither did I, to not knowing the album dropped. I said, I'll listen to you and I'll tell you about the truth. And then, I guess like the next day, oh jeez, get rid of that. Get rid of that. Can I get rid of that? Can I get rid of that? Yup, I got rid of it. I said, and then I said a few days later, oh man, I have to make you a video. 3 days. I have to make you a video. It's the only way. It says, I don't know why I'm still reading. think I got. Uh, this is the only couple things I. Let me look the songs. Oh, Pop Out's the first one. I am recording the video as we type. Sorry it took me so long. I'm sad that he waited so long, and I'm just gonna say it was really good. I hope he likes my analogies and my comparisons. But he knows I love this album. He bought me the vinyl for it. There's nothing new is gonna be said to this guy. And now I gotta find something new. He says, aw, he's very sweet. Dude, no way, you made me a video. How I'm so excited. Please, it was no trouble waiting. What a sweetheart that guy, you know? Let's go to... Let's see if I can put... let's just get my playlist on screen. Thanks, Megan. That was for you, buddy. Alright, let's get this Tang Cohen. As you can see, this one is low maintenance. That's low maintenance. It's just a little bit of everything. Uzi does fantastic on this. Unserious, but great vocals. The beat's also like not serious. It's just fun. Oh jeez. He's got the funny voice in this one. You know, Uzi does the funny line. This one's the you know, it's got the orchestra in it. I'm gonna get copyright, but it's not like anything's gonna happen because of copyright. You know, it's not like I'm actually gonna make or lose anything. I thought I wouldn't like this song. Let's see what's going on here. This is great. It's great. It's great. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's alright. It's alright. Found some other songs. Alright, that's 40 minutes on the dot. I think I'm good. Day 2 of recording it. I wrote all this stuff as of yesterday. I still like the album a lot. I listened to everything yesterday, and I kind of wrote down a little something for at least every song. I got tired at the end. This was at like 6 p.m. It's like my bedtime around. So I did some groups. What was the other group? This group, and then I thought I made one more group. Could have sworn. Oh, there's another page. Yeah, sometimes. You know. So we'll start from the top. First song of the album is Pop Out. It's a mix between his most experimental song, but also his safest because everyone's gonna see it. Like everyone's gonna click on the album. I need to hear Cardi's album. You click on the first song and you click, you click off a shuffle. So it's got to be a mix of like what he wants everyone to see. He wants everyone to see his experiments and his like, this is where my brain can go, but he also wants something that's gonna both be like every streamer when they do their album review, they're gonna hear this song and do like a, oh, we're starting off strong, or we're doing like a new, like setting the tone. He's setting the tone, but he's also keeping the audience. Someone that's unsure of Cardi is gonna listen to that, and he's trying to get them interested instead of like, ugh, come on, what is this? My brother would be the type of person to be like, ugh, what is this? I'm leaving. I'm done with this. So it's got to be his most experimental, but also the safest. Something he knew would handle attention well because it's the first on the album, but something he can set aside from the others. Something he can, like I said earlier, like, this is where my mind can go. This is a possible direction. This is. It's kind of like a trailer to the next one, in my opinion. This is what I'm capable of. Anyway, enough about the first song. Music's fun. When I listen to the album, I like to think about how it's the new direction of some mainstream music. I like to think about how futuristic it sounds. I like a new technology or a different type of evil, to so to speak. Like the new villain. The music makes me think my parents would immediately say that this is music from the devil. I kind of agree, but it makes me feel cool. Like, it's definitely music from the devil, obviously. But it makes me feel cool. I don't think I know enough about Cardi or this genre, this fan base, to know anything or say anything about the lyrics. Like his references or his phrases. He mentions like Osama one time, that's either Bin Laden or that gangster from New York that had beef with Neon. I don't know. I didn't know he was that big. Seemed like nothing really big is going on there. I mentioned earlier that I like the low maintenance of the lyrics, how they're I'm not sitting there like, going through his lines. He's just like, cut out, make him dead, I'm not like breaking anything down. It's just like, let me keep reading and do a better explanation than what I was gonna say. It's just a different part of the music. Think of it as a little brother to Kanye, or how Kanye ends his "Run Away from My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy." It's just a distorted sound, but you can pick up that it's him singing and it's a voice. The last like minute of "Runaway" is just like, sounds way cooler, but you can tell that it's like I definitely wrote it down. It's just a distorted sound, but you can pick up that it's him singing or whoever. No matter what he's saying, he decided to use it in a way to lead, enhance, or like cover part of the music, to make it prettier. Something he thought was better. Maybe Cardi isn't doing exactly that, but that's how I like to think about it. Just a little bit closer to a lyrical meaning rather than the sound, rather than a piece of sound like Kanye was. Sorry, I got chilly. I don't want to turn my AC off because my computer will heat up this room in minutes. Then I'm going to be cold again when I turn it back on. So, second song, on the album Crush. Right off the bat, I really like when Cardi uses more high pitched noises, almost like sounds from a video game. You know, like a little bit of unseriousness, a little bit of uh, like techno, but also kind of also in a way kind of retro by what sound he uses. A little like a little sprinkle of something, a different vibe than like rap music and music production. It's like a piece of technology, like a piece of a different place. You know, I want to give two example. I want to give examples like the first 2 seconds of "Stop Breathing." I can play that right now. Um, Maybe parts of Magnolia. I'm having trouble describing it. But it's the type of sound he puts in that makes it all unserious enough to appreciate. A million people rap about killing, drugs, but at the same time, it's all kind of self-aware with his production. That high-pitched noise that sounds like you just set a marker on somebody in a shooting game or in like a place, locked onto someone with a homing missile, or could just be a headshot. I think that's on Stop Breathing. That right there, that like whatever it is. That is like it's not from music. You can like it's almost like an intense, not only intense part of a shooter game, but like a gadget in like a hallway, like a concrete hallway where there's like indefinite echoes. You know. Let me play it again. I personally, I really love it. I wrote earlier, I'm a real sucker for production and sound, and I could leave the lyrics altogether, and I kind of do with Cardi, and it makes it a really low maintenance, casual listen, and I enjoy it. Um, it could be a headshot. It's satisfying, cool. It's an addicting noise that doesn't need to be taken seriously. Just adds some style. The tune by Travis that starts at 6 seconds is fantastic. One of my favorite things about Travis is his simplistic movements on a song. On Philly, he does the same kind of thing on the bass, the repeated catchy pattern. You know what I mean. On any of his songs, but especially Philly. I guess it's not too special, but he does it really well. The lyrics meaning "she's gonna let me smash" is another reason why I say it's so unserious. In a cool, stylish way. The choir adds to it. Imagine being in the audience or like an auditorium with a choir, and it sounds that intense and that beautiful, and all they're saying is "she's gonna let me smash." It's just cool. It's fun. It's still like that. Cool and fun. Still like that. Let me just fix that. Oh no. K-pop, it's cool, I guess. It's a pretty average song. On the album, in comparison, I mean the plays. I mean the plays speak for themselves. He he just does what he's been doing on the rest of the album. I don't really know what else to say. I don't want to listen to. I don't want to listen to lyrics. He switches up his voice in the middle, which isn't as special either ways, but it's cool. I like when he switches his voice in the middle. He has a nice verse. I forget what it is, but it's a little bit fun when he does it in the song. Evil Jordan. The build up is cool. Build up is cool and all, but I don't think the beat drop is good enough to justify it. The build up is 56 seconds long, and I don't have that kind of patience to wait for a drop. That's just it. You know, if you picture him producing the song, he's just like he just got the button. He goes boom, 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 and then he hits the gunshot button, and then it's just like I wrote it down here. He just taps the bass like 6 times over an alarm sound and a gunshot at the end. Uh, After that, I like how the beat is generally quiet. There's a nice contrast and a calm simplicity. Um, oops. A high pitched sound around the third or fourth bar on the like in the music repetitive. Um, on the songs, time to break up the noise. I liked it, but I noticed that way too much, too many like that. TBH, like on the album, he does that a lot. I wish I wrote down examples, but he kind of does it similar on Radar. He does that like that's like right before the beat restarts. You know. Does he do it anywhere else? Might do it on Toxic. Good credit. It might be Crank. I don't remember. Time to break. I like it, but I noticed that the only part of the lyrics I like is when he's like, "She's not toxic. She cares about what I think, what I drink, etc." Maybe I'm just lonely. I don't know, but it would be cool if women cared about what I think. I would like it. I personally would like it. Yes. The beginning exactly what I was talking about with Crush. The sound effect. That's a video game or a fantasy world like he's great. He's great at that. But maybe that's my own hyperfixation. But the beat's a little harder than the other songs. The noises are deeper, and the higher pitched noises are deeper and higher pitched. So hearing the difference is satisfying. I can't really read. This one's not on my playlist. It doesn't stand out that hard. Nothing really switches up for the song either. It's just kind of the same. Kendrick's part is kind of underwhelming. I forget if he has even a verse. I don't remember. It's that underwhelming. On Philly, kind of already talks about this one. The beat is cool. The lyrics are repetitive though. It's on the playlist, but I'm already starting to skip it. I'm already starting to skip it when I go on the album. When I go on my playlist, so it's on its way out. But I enjoyed it. Definitely a highlight song for the revisiting of the album as a whole. Just not totally playlist worthy. Radar. I would describe this one as short and sweet. Cool music and beat. The lyrics are cool at times. He says, "I'm so pissed off." I thought that was kind of fun. Sometimes I'm pissed off just like Cardi. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy, guys? It actually has my favorite verse on the album. All of my bins, they bad, they goddesses. You know that? All of my shooters are Haitian. Hold up, bit. Did you know that? Did you know that? That's how amazing of a verse. Verse is so good. The beauty lies in its delivery. And the delivery is calm and almost like it no emphasis on it. I think I wrote that here. He says it calmly, calmly, no emphasis. On Bint or Haitian or did you know that? It's like he's actually telling a woman about his gang and how he's got a new shipment of the newest kind of shooter on the market. He's talking like a gang leader. He's talking like a gang leader to some Bint, you know? I think it's sick. Why the hell would she know that all his shooters are Haitian, you know? I explained it to my brother as a mafia boss telling one of his hookers about his group's crimes. She doesn't care. You don't care that she doesn't care. She's just some ears that you could brag to, you know? Like, you're in a booth at a nice restaurant. There's some, like, dolled up bint right next to you. And you're just like, oh, my shooter's a Haitian bint. You know that? She goes, no, I didn't know that. You'd be like, I know you didn't know that. You know? There's nothing special to it. There's nothing special to her telling her that. It's just like, just some old Italian mafia boss telling one of his hookers, you know? Some ears you can brag to. There's a setting and a vibe to it that makes him calm and powerful. I really like it. Rather Lie is a great song. It has a fun meaning. The lyrics are good. Weekend. Look at that. Look at that. Weekend. Oh, it's not even really on. Weekend. No, I didn't misspell it. Leave like that while I read. See how I misspelled it in a rude way, dude. I know it. I know myself so well. It's because my homie likes The Weeknd. I call him gay for it, and then he deflects and says something like, "Something I like is gay. Nothing I like is gay." But he knows he's gay, and he's just scared about being gay. And I know he's gay. He knows he's gay. Not much is going on. I got a sense of cool, player stuff, lying and keeping secrets in the name of love. It's cool and stuff like that. Fine shit. Moved it from the playlist. Nothing special. It's a fun listen. My bitch can't go outside. Like damn. When you first hear it, it's like, oh, I can think of like a woman pretty enough that she can't go outside. And then he says it a bunch of times. It's like, well, I don't want to listen to that again. Backdoor. It's not special enough. I like Kendrick's. I like Kendrick's part. It's really nice. I just can't get past Cardi going backdoor, backdoor, like every like 10 seconds. It's kind of rough. It says all the time. It's too unserious. Or there's unserious and there's silly. Sometimes silly is not the vibe, especially with the kind of production he has. I don't like this one. The music is cool though. Toxic is a really good song. It's just tragic how Skepta ruins the whole thing. The first 56 seconds are great. A nice sound, repeating, simple background music for the lyrics to ride over and carry a tempo. One of many voices he used that works with the general colors of the song. Dark and a little sharp, When Skepta starts talking about studying the streets and how he's big in America, it's a real bummer, dude. Like, come on, man. How invited this guy? It's horrible. I study the streets. I even go to war with a genius. It's like, no. It's make me cry, man. I don't. Moon. So I had a previous recording. And I only got to this part before music started playing in the background, and I didn't know about it. So, here we are. Manyan. It's like a remake of Fine Shit. It's fun, it's fast, it's about cute girls. I like this one because he says she send me some when she get bored. I think that's a cute little fun little, little. Uh, it's cute to think of an attractive woman having a dynamic with you like that, you know what I'm saying? Like you open your phone and it's her and you're like, oh, I don't have to explain it. It's not enough of a casual listen for me though. It's still a little bit imaginative. A big thing about my playlist is, will I play this in front of people? And a few people, if I respect their opinion, what can I expect their opinion on it to be? Not that I pick it based on them, but like, if I see their opinion, do I respect that opinion? Will I get embarrassed if they call me out on it, or if I'm willing to stand on it in front of an opinion, I'll add it. Besides that, I don't trust my own opinion. Sometimes I just have to put it in someone else's voice and respond to it. I guess I trust my responses more than my opinions. I need therapy. Crank is pretty cool. I like the free throw part. I didn't know he said free throw. I thought he was like saying like free Dirk or something. Free derp. Sounds cool. Besides that, it's just more of a fun repeating sound. It's what I talked about in the first paragraph. Not too much to write home about. It's a casual listen. It's staying on the playlist for now. This is my first group. These ones are a little bit less. A little bit underwhelming, I would say. These are a little bit underwhelming. Charged them hoes a fee. I see you, baby boy. Wake up, filthy. Trim, Cocaine Nose, OPM Baby, Woke, HBA, Overly, South Atlanta Baby. They're fun. They're casual listens, but they easily get boring. After enough times, the rest of the song is not worth waiting for when listening to it, you know. It's nothing to wait it for. I'm not enjoying now. I'm not excited for the next part. It it pushes me to move on from the songs, all of them together. You know what I mean? Maybe I'm just saying it's not fun enough with extra steps. Altogether, they make a nice set for the album. Just none of them are highlights. They're all good at being fun, fast, and cool. That is all. Good credit. I really like this one. I find this one's beat to be the best. Uh, the hard noise that splits up the bar is really nice. The lyrics aren't anything I haven't mentioned. It's kind of funny. It's kind of relatable. It's nothing special. Kendrick says, "Kids in my body." He says, "Kids on my body." Do you see this? You see this face right here? See that face? He says, "Kids on my body." It's weird, right? Brr. Jumpin'. I think Uzi is funny. His lyrics on both of his songs kind of play out the same way, but I really like them. I like them a lot. He talks about trendy stuff like being a narcissist. That's been talked about a lot more lately. Talks about his pink tape from like 2 years ago. I'm pretty sure he's satanic. Definitely, he makes good music, so it's cool. But like, Pink Tape was a very satanic album. The new stuff he was trying was like, and he makes like references. He says 666 like 4 times. It's like, what? Stop. I don't want to be uncomfortable. I want to listen to good music, man. I think you do great. Stop that. We need all the vibes. I thought this was the best song in the album at first when I first listened to it. I don't think that anymore. It might be on its way out of my playlist, to be honest. It's not casual enough because of Ty Dolla Sign. Thug singing is great. Ty and Cardi's parts I don't like. They're kind of you know. I think it's past Cardi. That's I know the high points like. All right, I get it. I see you. Like I remember you, man. I don't I don't really like Ty Dolla Sign. I've heard him in all of his phases, dude. He made a album with Lecrae when I was like 14, and I was like, I'm off of Lecrae, and then Kanye's album, and it's like, oh man. Besides that, I don't really have much to say about the whole song. Thug carries though. Thug definitely carries. Olympian, like Wheezy and This One Got It, they're all good listens. They're all my playlist, kind of as casual. To be honest, they're kind of some of the safest because less experimental and more with the theme of the whole album, which I like. I like the whole album. I think he does well, and I enjoy it. So they're my casual listens, you know. I don't like anything too good that goes too crazy or anything that's not good enough. It's just kind of simple, right in the middle. They're all good listens. The lyrics and music aren't much different than anything else I've already said from the album. They just do it better than the other basic ones. That other group that this is kind of like these are all my least favorites. None of these made it on the album. Twin Trim, I love Uzi's verse. The music is really like him. It's like a Sonic game, you know. It's a little bit hype. It's a little bit nice. It's upbeat. The bass and the beat drop is a lot of fun. It's very typical Uzi. The lyrics are ridiculous. When he starts singing in a higher voice, he really takes off. You know, he starts off and then he starts like he hits an octave up, and you know it's great. I said not too crazy, but I really like it. It's on par with Thug's singing. It's really fun. I really liked it. So that's probably it and stuff like that. You know. Uh, yeah. I don't know what I think about my opinion on this. TBH, I have no idea. I don't really know at all. But it's I I don't question what I think about it. I'm not sure. I'm just unsure. see if I can find. I was talking about this earlier. You know, that's kind of a game. It almost sounds like when a Mario gets one of those grow mushrooms, like wah wah wah. It's like wanna wah wanna wah wanna wah. You know, it's video game like. It's high pitched. It's unserious. It's low maintenance, which is great. A mainstream artist has to be either great, like Kanye West isn't low maintenance. He's great. Um, I think Drake is low maintenance though. Low maintenance is that is it's an easy listen. You know, you want to listen to Kanye, but you can easily listen to Drake. You convince yourself out of listening to Drake because it's Drake. Um, People still listen to Kanye. No one is gonna, no one's gonna get off Kanye and his music. You know, people hate Kanye. We are not getting rid of his music. At least I'm being confident because that's what I think. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. But I know people are getting off of Drake. Maybe not his top hits, but like, you know, he was producing music, so he'll stay on like Bill like top charts for a while. But Kanye is timeless. I was very proud of a girl that I grew up with in my church community. Um, you get really scared that people get stuck in the religion and never step out of it. It's scary. It's scary for a couple things. I'm talking about woofy. Uh, you know, you're scared that they get so sheltered. Like with any kid, you shelter them so hard that once they hit like public school or they hit a real world that speaks to them in the right way, they're so susceptible to it. Um, and I'm really glad that one day she was just like, we just arguing something. She's some girl, some know-it-all cat. She was just like, the Beatles aren't good. Kanye's not that good. He's just a good producer. It's just like, and she immediately clapped back. She was like, Kanye's timeless. And I was like, I think I'm in love. I'm kidding. I hate Cat, dude. The Beatles aren't good at all. I don't like them. Kanye's just a good producer. He's not even that good. Like, leave me alone, bro. Talk to Twitter, bro. I don't care. Don't talk to me about this. Talk to Twitter, dude. Some basement dweller will respond to you, and you can talk to him, bro. Don't talk to me with that, bro. Oh, I hate it. I hate it so much. Yeah, that's what the video's about. I'm not gonna talk about anything else. Join the stream if you want to talk again. Dumb I lost this part in recording, so I'm just gonna do it quickly. I hope I don't have to level it correctly because my mic is gonna. Anyways, Moon. This one's kind of like fine shit. It's fun. It's fast, and it's about cute girls. I like this one because, you know, send me some when she get bored. Blah blah blah. It's cute. It's an attractive dynamic to have. You know, it's fun. It's not enough of a casual listen. And when it comes on, it's not going crazy. It's not. It's doing the same thing that this song's doing. You know, he's in love with his woman, and he's very happy. I don't need two of those. I don't even really need one. Every once in a while, I'll bring it up, but I think Moonyun and Fine Shit might both be on my playlist still. I think, I don't know, Crank, pretty cool. Pretty cool. I like the free throw part. Sounds cool. Besides that, just more of a fun repeating sound. Uh, it's one of those, part of the music type uh lyrics, like he's just making a cool sound, and I appreciate it. Not too much to write home about though. Casual listen, staying on the playlist for now. I accompanied this one. I thought of it as a close relative to Toxic. Just without like the worst part in the album. If you would take Skepta's part out of Toxic, it's probably just as good as Crank, in my opinion. But it is what it is. Life goes on. It's sad, but what can you do? This group, charge them hoes a fee. I see you, baby boy. Wake up, filthy trim, cocaine nose, opium baby, walk HBA, overly South Atlanta baby. I thought they were all cool. I didn't. I'm lying. I didn't think they were all cool. None of them were even considered as playlist worthy. South Atlanta baby is probably the worst on the album. The man we both know that you are running from his opinion thinks these two are some of his favorites. I think he said overly. He definitely said this was like his second favorite song. I listened to it again after he told me that. Nobody convinced me. I went back to the source to find his opinion, and no one was there to convince me. It was just this song. I didn't like the song. You know what I'm saying? That's what I say to all of these. It's fun. They're casual listens, but easily get boring. After enough times, the rest of the song is not worth waiting for. You're not enjoying yourself now, and the rest of the song is not worth keeping in. At least if Kanye's tripping up, I'll be like, well, at least he blows up later in the song, Like, he'll have a different breakout later in the song that I'm waiting for, It's not as fun. It's not as cool. I didn't like it. Enough times our song's not worth waiting for when listening to it. You know what I mean? Maybe I'm just saying it's not fun enough with extra steps. Altogether, they make a nice set for the album. Just none of them are highlights. They all do good at being fun, fast, and cool. That is all. Yeah, nothing special, but I have nothing against the songs, except that they're boring. Good credit. I find this one's beat to be the best. The hard noise that splits up the bar is really nice. I talked about that a lot. The lyrics aren't anything I haven't mentioned. They're kind of funny, kind of relatable, nothing special. Kendrick says, "Kids on my body." I don't know what's going on here. He just put Drake away. He said, "I don't like that you are weird with children." And his first line on the song is, "Kids on my body, and that's on my kids." Weird, right? I didn't listen to the rest. I'm sure there's a breakdown of how he's talking about how he hates the injustice towards children. But the way he told me, he described it to me, he said, "Kids on my body." I said, "What?" He's like, "And that's on my kids." And I was, What are you talking about?" And then he keeps rapping. And I never got an explanation, so I told you about it. Comment below what he means about "kids on my body." Jump in. Uzi's funny. I like him. His lyrics on both of his songs kind of play out the same way. I like them a lot. He talks about trendy stuff, like being a narcissist. His recent album, Pink Tape, which I kind of enjoyed. I'm about to describe it here. I'm pretty sure he's satanic. He's very satanic in his Pink Tape album. It kind of convinced most of the songs. Every song has got at least like one 666 or at least one like thing, and it's just like, whoa, calm down, man, calm down, buddy. You don't gotta do that here. Then he does it, and I get rid of the songs. But the songs are cool. He makes them cool. I like his songs.